My name is Joseph Abraham.
My name is Mallika Kodavatiganti.
And I'm Nantz, and we're all humans. Yeah, okay. We're here to talk to you today about our 100-day project, Humans of Hershey High, which was a project that we ran during our senior year of high school. So we're going to talk about what it was, why we did it, and how exactly we got started.
So the story behind Humans of Hershey High is that most of you have probably seen Humans of New York. It's a famous photo series that Brandon Stanton, a photographer in New York, started. And what he would do is he would go around the streets of New York and ask people to tell them like a story, or ask them questions, get their responses, and he'd post them on Facebook. And I think a lot of people have seen this. Most of you have probably seen the series. And I saw it, never really thought much about it. And then one of my friends during my senior year in California, who's up there at the right, Josh, he started taking pictures with some of his friends and asking them questions. And I remember thinking, whoa, what if we combine these two ideas? What if we went around our high school and got pictures of every single senior? What if we got nice pictures and just asked them to tell us something about themselves? So I knew Mallika was interested in photography because I wanted to get good pictures. So one day at our lunch table, I said, hey, Mallika, what if we did this?
And when Joseph told me about it, I was so excited because I've been following Brandon Stanton's blog for a really long time. I would just sit on Facebook for hours and just go through all his photos. And it was so exciting how he was able to get so much information about these people in just their short interaction. You would hear so much about their lives, and they're all such interesting people. So the idea of being able to do that with my own high school seemed like a wonderful idea. But I felt like we needed a third person because it was such a big task to take on. So that's when we talked to Jacob, who happened to be sitting with us that day.
So obviously I'm the third person in this group. So being the easygoing guy that I am, when they asked me, I said, yeah, sure, I'll do it. So when I first heard about the project, I was really excited because I had seen Humans of New York before, and I'd seen the type of work and the type of ideas that they show, and kind of how the unity and the community is brought together, by the project. So the reason why I really wanted to join it was because I knew that highlighting the individuality of every single student and getting a collective group of pictures from every single senior would really unite the community of our high school.
My main reason for wanting to be part of this project, like I said, I was a huge fan of Brandon Stanton's work, and like Joseph said, photography is a really big part of my life. It's something that I'm really passionate about. So I was really excited to use something that I'm passionate about to get more involved in the school community and do something to build community.
For me personally, one of the biggest things, one of the coolest things I thought about New York, Humans of New York, is that you kind of see these people and you're like, oh, it's New Yorkers. Everyone's so interesting. Everyone has this story, right? And when you're in high school, it's really not that. You look around and everyone's kind of boring, right? You look around and you see people and everyone fits exactly what you think they are. There's the jocks, there's the nerds, there's the thespians, there's the artsy people, and you just sort of make assumptions about people, right? You kind of make this claim to sort of know them in your mind, and you have your friends and there's the other friends, but really, they're all humans, and they're all unique. And I remember thinking that, what if we looked around and realized that the people in our school, they're just as interesting as the people that are on the street in New York. Maybe they didn't fight in 3 wars and end up homeless, but maybe there's something interesting about them. So I wanted to point to a depth in people, to say that, not everybody is the label that we assign them because of what they do. People have a story, no matter how old they are, where they're from. And that was part of the reason we wanted to do it. So once we came up with the idea, figured out why we wanted to do it, we had to figure out how we were going to get this done logistically. And so Jacob's going to talk a little bit about the process of how we got it started.
So one of the biggest challenges that we had when we were first starting Humans was, how are we going to get a list of people who we're going to take pictures of? Who do we want to photograph, and how do we get that master list? And since it was a personal project and we weren't a school-sanctioned club or organization, the administration kind of had some, thoughts about not wanting to give us a list of students. And that's understandable. So we had to find our own kind of way to get a list. So with some underhanded,
Whoa. Are we supposed to talk about this?
oh, you mean the fact that like Shay
Whoa.
gave us a list of people because she was on the yearbook committee and they, well, anyway, through some friends of ours, we were able to get a list of students that we could include in our project. The second challenge we had was we had 281 photos and quotes to get in 100 days. And that's a lot of work, and so we had to basically plan out our schedule with, okay, Monday we're going to take these 3 people's photos and so on. So planning out when we were going to get everyone's photo was another challenge.
Once we were able to get the list of people, we also had to face the challenge of dealing with snow days and missing school, specifically me skipping school, because senioritis is hard. Once we were able to figure out schedules, we would have to take pictures of people in advance sometimes just to make sure we could keep that 281 students going within 100 days. There was also the situation with awkward encounters, I guess, because you don't know everyone in your grade, you're not necessarily friends with them, and you have your own opinions about them. But approaching these different people was definitely a challenge to overcome, and I'm really glad we were able to do it. Another part of this project that was a little bit difficult to deal with was getting people comfortable in front of the camera. Not everyone was, and it's totally understandable. It's not something that everyone's used to have their face posted on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, in a completely public page with a saying associated with them. So we would have to think outside the box, accommodate to these people's needs, respect their space. So we would do things like take pictures of their favorite pieces of jewelry, their books, anything about them, to respect them as individuals while keeping them involved in this community. So we never totally got comfortable with this process. It was something that we had to work through the whole time. But once we were able to get it on board, we also took on the challenge of faculty features. This was really exciting because the faculty does a whole lot for us at HHS, and it was a way for us to show how much we appreciated them, how much that they do for us. And believe it or not, they do have actual lives, and they don't sleep at the school. So hearing a little bit about what they have to do outside of the school, their adventures, things that they've done, that was a really important part of this project as well.
And including the faculty was really part of the process of this project growing in size. Because at the beginning it was really awkward. You know, we'd go up to people and say, hey, can we take your picture? And can you say something? And no one really knew what to do. At first, I think some of the first quotes were like, I'm excited to go to the farm show. And people didn't really get like what, and we kept that quote because we didn't want to change it. But it was a part of a growing process. As the project grew bigger and more people in the community were seeing the pictures, there was a lot of excitement. You know, teachers were excited to see their students, students saw teachers, students saw their friends, parents saw their kids, and everyone got to see a different side of people that maybe they didn't expect, you know? It wasn't like, you know, the normal interactions in a classroom or in the school. You were really seeing a unique side of every person. And the administration, the school, started being so receptive to us and really making this project more unitive in the community than it was before. We had so much support from the school. In the library, they actually printed out color photos of every single post up to that point in time, and they put them up on the walls. And that was incredible. We were blown away. We came into school one day, and we're walking into the library, and there's our pictures up on the walls. And that was so cool. One of our teachers, Ms. Lee Master, was so helpful. She was always finding out where, if we didn't know a kid, she would find us where their class was, and like during our math class, she would let us leave to go get their picture. Really cool stuff like that. In fact, near the end of the year, we actually asked if we could go on the roof to take a picture, and the vice principal took us onto the roof, and we didn't even have a good reason. We just said, hey, we want to take a picture on the roof, and they were like, yeah, sure. You can just do that at a school. That's real. Yeah, so we had really cool things happen. I think one of the most interesting things we found is that by highlighting individuals, by highlighting these individual faculty members, or highlighting each of these students, and getting every single one, we brought out something about them that set them apart from everyone else, that made them unique. But at the same time, by highlighting individuals and their own thoughts and making their voices heard, we were building up the community because we were making everybody uniquely a part of something together. But all of this doesn't mean that everything was happiness and roses all the time. Real life comes with tragedy and pain.
One tragic moment that happened during our senior year of high school was while one of our classmates and friends, Anthony, passed away. Anthony Beleza passed away on April 5th, 2016, and as a personal friend of Anthony's, having been with him in Cub Scouts for several years, it really hit home. I found out in my first period biology class, and I had to leave the room. I went to the bathroom, and I literally wept for 20 minutes, just trying to get a hold of my emotions. It is so hard to deal with loss, especially a friend, and especially a young person. The official news went out later in the day during our English class, which Anthony was in the prior morning, and nobody knew what to do. Everyone was quiet for at least 15 minutes, not saying anything, not doing anything, just trying to get a hold of what was going on. After a while, we all started to talk and begin to grieve together, and in the following week, at the viewing and at the funeral, I saw peers, friends, family members, teachers and faculty all kind of come together and mourn together, grieve together. And in this, I saw a sort of strength, a sort of resilience that was from this pain. And I realized that through this pain, we were becoming more united. We were building unity in our community because of pain. So, in honor of Anthony, we wanted to mention him in our presentation because he was such a strong factor in how united our community can be. We were not able to get a quote from Anthony and take his photo during our project, but we found one of his photos online, and we decided that we wanted to feature him in our project because he was one of our friends, he was one of our peers, and because he was one of us at Hershey High.
The tragedies do happen, and it's a part of life that's completely unavoidable. But because of that, it's even more important to cherish the happy, funny moments that you find. Pablo Patel was someone who brought a lot of humor to the project. He was featured in so many of our photos thanks to his amazing photobombing skills. A lot of people found it really funny that he'd be in the background because it was totally unexpected. So they would go back to our photos, count how many times he was there. And he did spread the word about the project a lot and definitely helped it become more popular. But his humor was something that definitely helped unify our grade, our class, our whole school. And this part of the project helped show how important it is to remember all the funny things that happened.
Yeah, we actually didn't know for the first 10 photos that he did, we actually didn't realize he was in them. And then, over time we started noticing it as a pattern. But these sort of opposed ideas, this was something that we addressed as humans of Hershey High, on this platform of this dichotomy of the happiness and the sadness, the joy and the pain. All of that is real. It's all about all real life. The thing is, all of this is happening in the same year, right? In the same span of a week, one of our classmates passes away, but we can't stop laughing and we can't stop being joyful. We have to grieve for our friend and we have to still live our lives. And so Humans was a place where we also discovered that being real wasn't just about being one thing, We had to live as humans, and Humans was just being able to express both aspects of our lives and be honest with them. And so that was tough. There were difficult moments and not difficult moments, but being able to bring that together and make that a part of what we left behind as our legacy. So what we left behind is not just internet-etched record of our class. Just memories of what that year was, and really unique perspectives from the people that made it what it is. But so it was special to us. It was special to our year, and it was a difficult decision for us to decide what are we going to do with this. Near the end of the year, people started coming up to us and saying, "Hey, what are you going to do with this project? Are you going to pass it on? Who's going to take care of this next year?" And it was a difficult decision for us. We actually talked about it and thought maybe this is special to just our year. Maybe this was just for our time, and it's specific to us. But eventually we came to the decision that we would pass it on. That the benefit of humans is something that was meant to be shared, not just kept protected as a special entity. So I'm happy to say that now we're in the third year, and these are the teams of people that have been taking pictures, and it's going strong. And we're really happy and thankful and grateful to everyone who supported the project and brought it to where it is today.
So as a final thank you, again, we want to just thank every single person, whoever was involved with our program, anyone who ever liked a photo, and whoever commented on a post. You were what built up our community, and we were very thankful for that. A special thank you to the library and Mrs. Mackley specifically for printing out all these photos. We were very appreciative of that. Thank you to Ms. Leemaster for helping us with schedules and finding people. We truly appreciate it.
We hope our story is a reminder that it doesn't take a lot of people, money, or resources to change your community.
And that you don't have to be somebody who's in charge or important and seen by everyone to leave a mark.
You just need to have an idea. And make sure that Mallika comes to school.
Make sure that Joseph's awake.
And make sure that Jacob stops telling dad jokes. And when you do, take a look at each other and just say, let's do this, and make something happen. So thank you.
Thank you.